I consider it a great privilege to introduce our student speaker, Patrick Ko. Pei Ning Patrick Ko. Pei Ning Patrick Ko came to Teachers College from Taiwan to study education leadership in the Master's Cohort program in the Klingenstein Center. Before coming to TC, Patrick taught for 7 years in a wide range of schools, including public, private, day schools, boarding schools in Nepal, Thailand, New England, and his home country, Taiwan. Patrick graduated from the University of Pennsylvania, where he received dual degrees in applied science and economics. In addition to teaching mathematics and other subjects, he also taught yoga to both teens and adults for many years, including this year at TC. Please join me in welcoming our student speaker, Patrick Ko.
Dear professors, administrators, families, and friends, my fellow graduates, hello, ni hao. A Chinese saying I learned in childhood states, 学如逆水行舟，不进则退. Learning is like rowing upstream. Not to advance is to drop back. The image of rowing upstream on a river is compelling to me. As I thought about it more, I realized that this image speaks to the broader metaphor of life as a journey. For some, the trip is smooth and scenic, and for others, it is turbulent or even terrifying. Some rivers are wide open, and some take twists and turns. For a few, to advance means powering up a yacht, but for many, it means futilely rowing against the current in small boats with broken oars. This latter image is what I want to talk about today. Please allow me to share my experience of working in 2 different schools where systemic problems significantly limited my students' journeys. My first teaching experience was volunteering at a remote school in Nepal. Nestled in the foothills of the Himalayas at 8,000 feet, this school, which was falling apart, had no electricity or water. Most of the students and their families lived well below poverty. Yet in this tough environment, I discovered my calling. I knew I wanted to teach. However, as I left this experience, I was unsettled by the difficult prospects of my students' futures. Already one of the poorest nations in the world, Nepal faces deteriorating conditions each year. In fact, since I left, civil war and political turmoil have continued to worsen my students' chances. For them, finding success and happiness in life is like rowing upstream against a strong current in small boats with no oars at all. After this experience, I later returned to Taiwan to teach at a public high school on a remote island. Lanyu, or Orchid Island, a place of breathtaking beauty, is home to the Da'u people, one of Taiwan's Aboriginal tribes. Its rough volcanic terrain, surrounded by the deep blue Pacific Ocean, makes the Da'us a resilient and brave people. However, what I experienced there was a sadness in the air. Taiwan's government policy of nuclear waste storage and its heavy-handed subsidy crippled the local economy and destroyed people's traditional way of life. Children lacked positive role models as many adults left the island to find work. While grappling with these changes, the Da'u people faced problems such as racial discrimination, alcoholism, and unemployment. For my students, their chances to succeed in life were very poor. They, like the kids in Nepal, were facing unfavorable prospects. they not only did not have the tools to row upstream, but the current holding them back was extremely strong. In both places, systemic issues are deeply political and social, prevent my students from realizing their potential. This structural violence is not uncommon. We can find similar situations here in New York and in many schools across the world where kids are dealt unfavorable situations. They row against the current in small boats with broken oars. These problems may seem insurmountable, but we must face them. Beyond equipping individuals with better tools, hard work must be done to change the landscape, to carve out a more promising journey for our future generations. Activism, advocacy, and policy work are essential for social change, and it takes leadership to turn the tide. This is why I came to Teachers College, a school deeply rooted in its public purpose. Each time I visit TC's homepage, I'm reminded of this calling on its banner. Educational equity, a moral imperative for the 21st century. As we graduate from this fine institution today, I challenge us to reflect on this collective vision, this calling. How can we make a difference in this world? How will you serve? What is your mission? Each of us enters TC on different boats, bringing with us unique perspectives. But through our shared experiences, we will leave through the same gate. Let us visualize this gate as we commence forward. What does it mean to you? To me, this gate is formed with two simple yet profound pillars: learning and leading. Learning. We need to exemplify lifelong learners. Let us take great interest in the world around us and within us. Let us be curious and inquisitive always. Leading. We need to give ourselves the authority to lead. Let us know that leadership does not simply come with certain positions, but is generated by a genuine passion to make a difference. As we graduate today, we'll each embark in careers that have enormous human impacts. Together, we can turn the tide to create a more just and equitable world. Committed to learning and leading, we are certainly well positioned to make a difference. Congratulations, TC graduates of 2010. 恭喜各位毕业生。Thank you. 谢谢。